Welcome back to the garage. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, you all seen the video with the old knocky knock here. Me and Michael ran down the Fargo to pick up this new Slant 6 that got pulled out of a 74 Duster. A couple things are a little bit different, carb setup and some of the other wiring sensor stuff. Anyway, I almost got this thing ready to pull. Everything's disconnected, wiring, everything. Got all the tranny bolts out and everything. Just going to strap the transmission up and get the engine crane hooked up and tug this thing out. And then once it's out, put it on a stand, swap the parts between. Might give this thing a little bit of a cleanup and a paint job, just because you can't have a dirty engine in a Volare. But it's going to be fun. Going to get it running, driving, and then we got some special things coming for you. Turbos. What? There you go, guys. Slant 6 is hanging. Didn't even clip a wire on this engine removal, but looks good. Look good with the turbo on there. A what? Turbo, what? I'm gonna go ahead, get these two engines side by side, see all what needs to be swapped over. We got a brand new torque converter, so I think that's a 904 trans. Looks like it, definitely not 727, but I'm gonna back this thing out, give this a nice little pressure wash. So we got the engine pulled out, got on an engine stand, looking pretty sketchy. One of the wheels is off the ground. That's all right. It's leaning frontward and sideways. So there's a new slant out of the Duster, old slant out of the Volare. The intake is different. Looks like we got a bigger carburetor. This is a 76 engine. This is a 73, I think, or 74. So I'm gonna swap the intakes and probably the exhaust well. This old one looks like it's got a couple cracks in it and whatnot. Only difference I can really see on the engine is some sort of an EGR valve or something for this here. We don't need that anymore. This one doesn't have it anyway. So looking pretty good. Fan hub's a little bit different. I'll just put the one off the Volare on here. Other than that, we're pretty much good to go. So oil pan gasket is sweating, but I think I'll probably just let it sweat. Got the Duster Slant tore down. Kind of stripped all the components off that I don't need. I'm going to be running most of the stuff off the Volare engine. Tractor oil coming out of here blacker than the night. Anyway, I'm just going to clean it up because I'm crazy and paint it. Pretty basic. Tape a couple things off, blast it with some blue paint. And then take this thing apart. And as I pull pieces off this, just reinstall them right onto this, get it totally ready, and drop it in. Another reason I'm swapping is this exhaust manifold's got a big crack in it right there. It's pretty common with this old cast stuff when it heats up and cools down a bunch of times to split. Well, guys, I got the new engine, new used engine. I swapped all the parts from the blown up motor onto the freshly painted used motor. My intake manifold gasket hasn't shown up yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in anyway. Get it all tied up so when the gas comes in I can just put the intake on. Okay, I got the engine in. I had a problem. I accidentally had that motor mount upside down, so the leaning power tower was not leaning. It was straight up, but look at that thing. Just looking good. Blue popping off in that red engine bay. Oh man, I'm excited here. Just got to bend it straight, drop down some more, should be good to go. This whole side's hooked up, fuel, everything's all hooked up. Got oil pressure sensor over there, the starter's on, torque converter, bell housing bolts all done up. I'm going to clean up the intake. You can see I've already got the surfaces nice and clean. Got a gasket kit yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and slap this gasket on the engine and then slide the intake on after I give it a little bit of a cleaning. Then a few more things to hook up. Put the power steering back, pump back on. Figure out some belts and pulleys here because some of them are a little bit different offset and stuff, but we'll get it figured out. Okay guys, it is all hooked up, filled with coolant, battery hooked up, everything. I got it kind of primed up here, tune it a little bit, but I'll go ahead and turn the key for you. This thing purrs like a kitten. So what I'm going to do is put the hood back on and we're going to take this thing for a good test drive. Stay tuned. Okay guys, first fill up here. Putting that 91 in it. Missing my bottom panel here, but that's okay. Always running unleaded.